recruited him into politics had a mission. And I will reveal that mission today. General Buhari came into politics. It wasn't his province. He never liked politicians because he believed we are fake and that we don't mean what we say. But there was an incident that made some of us to recruit him, convince him, and use the other people to convince him to join politics. And even though we had our own agenda, because in 1999 and 2000, the OPC was on rampage in some parts of the country, especially Southwest, and have inconvenienced a lot of people from this part of the country. And to the extent that they mobilized over 500 vehicles to come and invade Ilorin with the sole aim of uprooting what they called Fulani structures in Ilorin. And we felt that was too much. And Obasanjo was doing nothing. President Bola Tinubu, then governor of Lagos, was doing nothing. And some of us felt that those group of people were being encouraged by their leaders in position of authority. So how do we stop that? And I called a meeting in Kaduna at Alhaji Bashar Talhatu's house in a place called Unguan Kaji, directly opposite the house of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. And some of those we invited included Alhaji Wadanas, Professor Yadudu, Bashir Talhatu himself, Alhaji Yahya Sulehama, and a host of others, about 34 of us. And we sat down to reason, how do we save our people from this OPC menace? So we said, I suggested that we have to, because you remove government through only two ways: the bullet of through the barrel of the gun and through the ballot box. And they said it was impossible to challenge General Obasanjo. That was how Buhari came to our mind. And when he was approached, he had a very unkind words for politicians. But since he didn't say he was not doing, we still pursued him. To cut long story short, we achieved our first purpose of putting a brake to what OPC was doing. Because immediately, Buhari joined partisan politics, and we had a very big outing in Daura to initiate him into politics. The Obasanjo government became restive and was shaken to its bone marrow, and because those were some of his our thinking. So Obasanjo had to really checkmate the OPC. So for that reason, we have achieved our first purpose of bringing General Buhari into partisan politics. So the remaining now is history.
Wọ́n ti jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé 2025 náà máa declare ikú Buhari. Ṣùgbọ́n ìyẹn nìkan kọ́ ni àlàyé tó wà ńlẹ̀. Bí kò ṣe wọ́n ní àwọn oríṣiríṣi àṣírí máa tú lẹ́yìn ikú Buhari tán bá declare, ìyẹn àwọn Fulani leaders. Ara àṣírí yẹn òun ló gbọ́ yìí o. So bàbá Obasanjo àti Tinubu, ẹ̀yin lẹ ń truly balẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ bá ti ṣe pariwo láti jọjọ́ gbogbo information gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́jọ́ mọ́ bàbá Obasanjo tá bá pariwo wọn tẹ́ máa sọ wípé fi wọ́n lárùn lẹ̀ ẹ ṣe kinní kan. Ṣé ìgbà tí ẹ wá gbọ́ lẹ́nu Dìmánà yìí sìn búbà, ṣé ara yín ò balẹ̀? Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń dìfẹ́ǹdì bàbá Tinubu, ṣé ìgbà tẹ́yin náà gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń sìn, ṣẹ́yin náà ti rí tó já sí wípé láìsí ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá, Buhari ò lè become president. Tó yẹ sí pé Tinubu ò bá lọ́wọ́ sí láti jẹ́ kí Buhari kó become president, kò lè become president. Ohun tí wọ́n dẹ̀ máa fi yé bàbá Tinubu náà dẹ̀ ni wípé yo tó bá ti ṣe tẹ́nà ẹ̀ tán àwọn á gbé sí ìjọba òun náà máa become president. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n gbìyànjú láti dàrú mọ́ lójú wípé nígbà tí ìyẹn ṣe tán wọ́n fẹ́ gbé Lawan wọ́n fẹ́ gbé wọlé ìyẹn senate president nígbà náà tó fi di kan tó di woro sí woro láàrin àwọn méjèèjì. So ẹ̀yin bàbá méjèèjì ni àwọn náà bá yé OPC jẹ́ àwọn náà bá yé OPC jẹ́ many things ni wọ́n bàjẹ́ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn bàbá àwọn yìí ni ẹ wá béèrè èrè wo gan làwa ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àtọmọ Yorùbá wá jẹ lára àwọn méjèèjì. Kò sí. Ìwọ tó ń defend àwọn bàbá méjèèjì tí bàbá ẹ tó fi jáde láyé ìṣẹ́ ló ṣẹ́kù àti ìyá ẹ̀ o inherit ìyà ìṣẹ́ òǹyà lọ́wọ́ àwọn parent ẹ̀ ìwọ náà wá wà lára àwọn tó ń defend àwọn bàbá méjèèjì. Sórí wípé wọ́n ti ṣe èpè wípé o ò ní bọ́ nínú ìṣẹ́ àti ìyà tó máa fi kú generation yín family yín ẹbí yín. Torí tó bá jẹ́ ti ìdílé ti tèmi òtítọ́ ti sọ mí dòmìnira àwọn òkú sínú ìṣẹ́. Àwọn bàbá méjèèjì ìkànnì yín àti rọrùn wọ̀ yín òun nù ìyẹn ó dọwọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ẹ dẹ̀ lè sọ ẹ lè jẹun pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan burúkú tẹ́ ń gbé ṣe yìí. Bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ ẹ̀yin lẹ kọ́kọ́ bà yé OPC jẹ́. Ẹ̀yin lẹ bà yé OPC jẹ́. Torí ìjọba yín bàbá Tinubu náà wá continue. Àwọn ni wọ́n kẹ́yìn Gani Adams àti Fáṣẹ̀hùn late Fáṣẹ̀hùn. Bàbá Tinubu ló kẹ́yìn Gani Adams àti Fáṣẹ̀hùn tó kọ síra àwọn ẹlọ́bìnrin lọ́wọ́ Gani kó jẹ́wọ́ fún yín. Kí ló lò? Owó. Òun ló máa ránṣẹ́ pé Gani tá sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò dáa á provoke kó lọ against Fáṣẹ̀hùn á gbowó burúkú fún. Á tún invite Fáṣẹ̀hùn á tún provoke against Gani á gbowó burúkú fún. Owó ló fi bayé wọn jẹ́. Àṣẹ nítorí Fúlàní ni. Here we are. Kò títí tán o. Ṣé ti gbọ́ wípé àwọn Eze Ndigbo wọ́n ti fárígá mọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yíbò tó ń gbé ní diaspora tí ò gbé nílẹ̀ Yíbò. Wọ́n ní wọn gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ kọ́mọ Yíbò kankan tó ń gbé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní yádà nínú Nàìjíríà yàtọ̀ sílẹ̀ Yíbò àbí abroad kan tún jẹ́ Eze Ndigbo mú. Àwọn àṣírí oríṣiríṣi máa wà níbi. Ṣé rí àwọn pépà tó gbé kínní àwọn kọ́mẹ̀ntì kan wà tí mo fẹ́ kí ìwọ àtèmi gbọ́. Kó dẹ̀ tún farabalẹ̀ kó wo fídíò nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
Is he an Igbo royal in Nigeria?
No, he's not. He came here as an Igbo businessman selling cassettes.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
Cassettes?
Cassettes.
And he made millions of cities to buy land?
He did not make millions of cities. He brought in a lot of prostitutes.
Prostitutes?
Ladies. You know the Nigerian ladies on the, what do you call it, cycle and all that?
I don't understand.
You don't know the syndicates of this Nigeria.
So he came selling cassettes, then he brought in...
Then they started trafficking...
Night workers?
Night workers, and now they started bringing Igbo boys and parading himself as the king.
But how does that make him rich?
Because they pay dues to him.
Who pays dues to him?
All these Nigerian boys who have shops in Nigeria, in Ghana here, the Nigerian boys with shops in here, they pay dues to their king.
Is that a lot of money?
Of course, that's a lot of money for him. He's like their god in Ghana. So the fact is that any problem they go through, they come to him, and don't forget, they know how to do this business. He's been able to parade him among all the big men in Ghana, showing himself in every kind of, what do you call it, gathering, and dressing and walking and making himself look. Even he's met the former president, he's met the current president, he's met Asante, he's met a lot of people, he's gone to visit them. That is power he's using to get from his own people. They now trust and believe.
Ẹ ti rí àwọn àṣírí bó ṣe ń tú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ asáré débi comment section. Pure nonsense. It was Tinubu that brought Buhari in. Without a Yoruba man, Buhari or any Fulani will never be a president in Nigeria. Òun ló gbọ́ yẹn. Àṣírí tó bad. Àṣírí tó lágbára. Now, there's another one. Eleni, the same Kwara state have long informed the world the truth. Buhari was brought out of Ovillion just to help Fulani fulfill their annihilation conquest. The outcome is visible for the world to see. This is very interesting, Eleso. I am not surprised though, because in 2000, Buhari and Buba Marwa led a group from the north to Oyo State. Then, the then governor was Lam Additional. It happened then that a city called Saki made a reprisal to Fulani attacks in which the Fulani can never forget because it was a massive reprisal that saw them eliminated in a large number. No Fulani to date doesn't fear Saki in Oyo State. It can be argued that Tinubu has continued with the vendetta against the Fulani just like the OPC by systematically trying to cut them off from power completely. However, for every action, he should expect a reaction that need not be equal. The North-Southwest Alliance, as was conceived, may be dead. It is currently one-sided. There may be a need to rewrite the terms if it is to continue. Otherwise, it is to die 10th o history. Ohun tí èmi rí nínú gbogbo àwọn kọ́mẹ̀ntì ni wípé bàbá Tinubu mọ̀ ní ìgbà tí Buhari tó fẹ́ ṣe president, àwọn Fulani northern leaders wọ́n invite bàbá Tinubu, wọ́n jókòó, ó ti gbọ́n bí àwọn northerner ló ń kọ síbẹ̀ pé Buhari can never become president without the support of Yoruba. And for you Yoruba to know how powerful you are, kẹ́ mọ̀ra yín. Tó jẹ́ sí wípé wọ́n jókòó round table, bàbá Tinubu dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé Buhari láti jẹ president wọ́n ti sọ fún ìdí tó fẹ́ fi jẹ kó jẹ president. So wọ́n mọ̀, bàbá Tinubu mọ̀ wípé Buhari ń bọ̀ wá jẹ president láti wá gbógun ti àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, láti kọ́ńkà wa, láti má jẹ́ kí wọ́n gba Ìlọrin padà àti láti reduce population wa. Tinubu wà where definitely láàrin round table yẹn náà ti jókòó tán ti máa sọ fún wípé tó bá fi lè support Buhari o tó become president tó lọ́dún mẹ́jọ, after Buhari automatically ìwọ ló kù a máa gbé ẹ síbẹ̀. Òun ni Tinubu fi wá wò ní ìgbà tó di campaign period, wọ́n fẹ́ wá yí mọ́ lọ́wọ́, wọ́n fẹ́ gbé Lawan ìyẹn senate president ìgbà yẹn, òun ni Buhari àtàwọn tó kù náà wá fẹ́ gbé. Wọ́n believe pọ́n ti lo Tinubu tán, wọ́n fẹ́ trash ẹ̀, wọ́n mọ̀ pé kọ̀rọ̀jẹ́gbọ́n ni. Ló fi pèdè yẹn pé ni bàbá fi pèdè yẹn pé òun ló kàn ẹgbẹ́ fóun. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé tí Buhari ò pẹ́ bẹ̀ tó fi páyín. Ìgbà tí Buhari páyín, wọ́n tún jọ jókòó ni Tinubu náà mọ̀ wípé Buhari kọ́ ló parí iṣẹ́ náà, Jubril ni. During the campaign, nígbà tí fàǹfà ìjà yẹn le láàrin wọn, during the presidential campaign, Tinubu fi threaten wọn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ bí tó ń lọ. Hence wọ́n jọwọ́lẹ̀. But nísìn wọ́n wá lọ ní ìgbà yẹn, wọ́n believe wípé okay, nígbà tó ti mọ̀ wípé ó lè lọ tú àṣírí yẹn, ó dẹ̀ lè dogun kó dọdẹ. Ṣé mọ̀ wípé Yorùbá nation lé lálálálá ń gbẹ̀ yẹn? Wọ́n wá wò wípé kí náà lè ṣe, náà fi wá ju Muslim ticket sí lẹ́sẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí okùn wípé okay, tó o bá forí bọ́ nínú ìyẹn Muslim ticket náà tó o bá ti gbà tó o gbé jẹ, àwa náà ó sì wà lọ́wọ́ wa, àwa la máa rule tó bá débẹ̀, láì mọ̀ wípé wọn ò mọrú ìṣẹ̀dá tí Tinubu jẹ́. Tinubu bá débẹ̀ wọn ò rí control o. Ibi tí ogun ti dé nìyẹn o. Ó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní beg fún many things. Many policy tí bàbá Tinubu tó gbé kalẹ̀ kò favor wọn ní north because kòkòrò ajẹnirun ni wọ́n ní north. They have nothing positive to offer Nigeria. Àwọn ni wọ́n make Nigeria, wọ́n make Nigeria stagnant. Wọ́n drive where backwardly with speed. Wọ́n wá wò wípé in order láti quench everything, wọ́n ní láti reduce the population wa, torí wọ́n ti mọ̀ wípé wọ́n ti ṣe meeting pẹ̀lú every other Fulani tó wà ní gbogbo Africa wípé ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà òun ni ilẹ̀ wọn, àwọn ti gba Nàìjíríà ibẹ̀ ni. So tó bá ti reduce the population àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù drastically, àwọn tó kù, àwọn Fulani ẹgbẹ́ wọn tó kù, wọ́n á pọ̀ bìbá Nàìjíríà. Just the same way tó ṣe dominate everywhere, toru mọ́jú ìdájí everywhere náà fi kó wọn wọlé. Ṣé wá rí Dangote, ó mọ̀ sí Dangote mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Gbogbo wọn àwọn northern leader pátápátá ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn lé wọn. Ẹ gbàgbé ọba máa proof bẹ́ni wípé wọ́n like Nàìjíríà, wọ́n ṣe nǹkan kan, wọ́n ló yàsẹ́ irọ́ ni. They have their plan. Ibẹ̀ ni kọ́kọ́ là ń lọ. Àwọn ọmọ Yíbò, àwọn Ohanize Yíbò, wọ́n ti eradicate Eze Ndigbo fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yíbò tó wà ní diaspora. Àyà ó wà láyé lóyìnbó, àbò wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin gọ́fìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, àṣírí ti tú o. Àwọn àgbààgbà Yíbò Ohanize, wọ́n ti pariwo síta máa gbé yín débẹ̀ ńsìn. Wọ́n náà ti cancel Eze Ndigbo fún gbogbo ọmọ Yíbò. Tó já sí pé gbogbo Eze Ndigbo tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá láti sìn lọ, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní withdraw certificate kẹ́ máa ràn wọ́n lóyè. Àfàìràn wọ́n lóyè, ẹ fẹ́ dá ogun sílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá o. Àwọn àgbààgbà Yíbò ti eradicate Eze Ndigbo kó àgbùdọ̀ gbé Eze Ndigbo nílẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́ láti sin lọ. Southeast traditional rulers abolish Eze Ndigbo title for diaspora leaders. The Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers has officially abolished the use of the title Eze Ndigbo by Igbo leaders living outside Igbo land. The decision, they said, aims to preserve the sanctity of the Eze title, which is traditionally reserved for enthroned rulers with ancestral authority over a defined kingdom or community in Igbo land, not outside. The newly introduced title, saying Oye Eze Ndigbo, is to be used immediately across all platforms. Official documents, signage, letterheads, and public engagement. Non-compliance, the council warned, will be regarded as an act of defiance and disrespect toward Igbo traditional authority. Wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé wa ń ṣe àwọn Ohanaeze ń jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé kí gbogbo àgbáyé gbọ́ o. Kò gbúdọ̀ sí àgùdọ̀ gba ọmọ Yíbò kankan láyè láti jẹ oyè Eze Ndigbo mọ́ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní gbogbo àgbáyé. Instead, wọ́n ní oyè tí wọ́n mọ̀ jẹ́ sí Oye Ndigbo, kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. This resolution comes in the wake of public uproar in Ghana following the crowning of Asaeju Di Eewo as Eze Ndigbo, Ghana. The ceremony, which included the unveiling of a regal palace in Accra, triggered protests and debates about sovereignty, cultural boundaries, and foreign leadership roles with local community. This council's move is seen as a step toward preserving Igbo heritage while fostering better cooperation between traditional rulers and Igbo leaders across the globe. Ohun tí ó wá ṣe pàtàkì ńbẹ̀ fún ìwọ àti èmi ni wípé gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fún wọn ní certificate tẹ́ fi ọmọ Yíbò jẹ Eze Ndigbo ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ tètè lọ máa withdraw ẹ̀ kí àwọn youth wa tó dìde. Wọ́n ní nítorí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ghana tí àwọn youth wọn tí wọ́n pariwo Eze Ndigbo Ghana, tí wọ́n pariwo gbogbo nǹkan tó ti ní plan, gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ tó ti gbé àtoríṣiríṣi, wọ́n nítorí ẹ̀ òun ni wọ́n ṣe tú kíní ìṣe o. Ọlọ́run ló ní kí àwọn ọmọ youth Ghana kan má dàbí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá youth tó jẹ́ pé alábọ̀dé ló pọ̀ jù láàrin wọn, kò sí nǹkan tán pariwo tán sọ létí wọn tó yé wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà táwọn ọmọ Ghana pariwo sì ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bí gbogbo nǹkan ṣe ń lọ lọ́dọ̀ wọn bẹ̀, ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí táwọn àgbààgbà wọn Ohanaeze tó padà kàn wọ́n nílẹ̀ Yíbò tí wọ́n eradicate ẹ̀. Ìbẹ́jẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan táwọn ọmọ Yíbò ń dá lára àwọn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tá a ti ń pariwo láti jọjọ́ ẹ̀ ti jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká do the needful. Gbogbo eléyìí ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ náà. Orúkọ tèmi ò yípadà, Yèyé Dára Kowé ni mò ń jẹ́. Má gbàgbé láti bá mi subscribe sórí YouTube channel. Má gbàgbé láti bá mi drop comment. Má sì gbàgbé láti bá mi thumb up, bá mi like. Ire o, kàbìtì.